जय श्री राधे कृष्णा। आप सभी का स्वागत है एडीजे न्यूज में। आज हम बातें का 10th एपिसोड रिकॉर्ड कर रहे हैं अनीश शेट्टी जी के साथ, जो कि एक बाइक रेसर है। अब जैसी बात है, अभी तक आप सोच रहे होंगे कि हमने एंटरप्रेन्योर्स का साथ किया, कोचेस के साथ किया, आज हम एक स्पोर्ट्समैन के साथ है। जैसी बात है, इंडिया में स्पोर्ट्स की क्रेजीनेस बहुत ज्यादा है, वी ऑल नो दैट वेरी वेल। सो आज हम अनीश जी के साथ इंटरव्यू करेंगे, जो कि एक बाइक रेसर है। और आइए जानते हैं उनके बारे में, उनकी जबानी खुद। सो अनिश जी, वेलकम टू यू ऑन एडीजे न्यूज। इट्स माय प्लेजर
Thank
टू
you.
हैव योर इंटरव्यू। सो कैन यू प्लीज
Thank you.
explain something about you, that what you do basically?
Sure. I'm Anish Shetty. I live in Bangalore, and I was born and brought up in a city called Hubli, which is in Karnataka. And I'm a motorcycle racer by profession, and I'm into CrossFit as well. I won multiple national championships in motorcycle racing. I've represented India in the Asia Road Racing Championship as well. And even in CrossFit, I recently won the title of the fittest man in Asia. So this is what I do in terms of my passion towards sport. And in addition to it, I work for a real estate company which is called as Land Doctor.
Okay, so you want to say that a part of racing, you also do a job in a real estate company?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so may I know how you become so passionate about bike racing?
It all started, a few years ago when, my dad probably gifted me. My dad gifted me a motorcycle when I was, in my college, and I had taken it to one of the workshops for some upgrades, and the guys in the workshop were into racing, and that's when they asked me to, probably join them for their practice sessions. And once I went there, I pretty much got hooked to racing. I loved the speed. I like the adrenaline when we experience that speed and that competition over there. Fighting with the motorcycle over such bigger speeds. And that's when I thought, okay, this is what I should be doing.
That's really nice, sir. After you got passionate about motorcycle racing from the bikers, so what type of challenges you face? Definitely, your family must ask you why you want to be a biker or something. So, what challenges of you faces?
Absolutely. Currently in India, motorsport, I wouldn't say currently, but when I started, or had that passion towards motorsport was a very niche market back then. Not many people knew about motorsport. It was all about, street racing and probably popping wheelies in the street. So, motorsport wasn't a sport which was heard about, and it was quite a task for me to, convince my parents about me getting into the sport. That were the initial challenges. In addition to it, not having the infrastructure in and around my city or even in my state, I had to travel all the way to Tamil Nadu every weekend. It was over 800 kilometers one way, to get some practice sessions and all of those. But then over a period of time, when my parents got to know about the sport and when I started taking them to the competitions, they understood what a sport exactly is like. And now if you see, they are my biggest supporters.
That's great. That's really good. Okay, after being at racing, what challenges you face in the racing part? Like I have seen there are so many bikers who face challenges like upgrading the bike, speed issues, and all. So, what type of challenges you face when you are doing a race in your life? So, how do you feel it, and what's the challenges?
Yeah, so the challenges probably I faced was in terms of financially affording it, because it is a very expensive sport. There's a first challenge which we faced to do, and but when my parents got on board and they were happy about me doing it, then things were pretty much cooler and simpler to move forward with. And over then the challenges were the I was in my engineering and I had to travel pretty much distance every weekend. So, getting my college and my lecturers in terms to support me, be it in terms of my taking my leave or missing out on my sessions was a challenge to be faced. But pretty much whatever challenge faced, it's all fruitful now.
That's great. So you have just said you are also represent India in the
Yeah.
races. So may I know the detail of the same? Can you please explain how many races you have raced yet, and what are your experiences in it?
So I started my racing career back in 2015. 2015 was my very first circuit racing, and until today, I've won over 150 podiums. I've participated in international championships also, which is called as the Asia Road Racing Championship, which happens in different countries in Asia. Which you start off with Australia, Japan, Thailand, Indonesia, and few other countries as well. So it's Asia Pacific competition. In addition to that, I also competed in a couple of car racing events as well. But the more love is towards the bikes.
That's great. That's really great. That I'm very honored that I have been interacted with a national person who is a racer basically. Before it, I never interacted with any sportsman here. So I feel really honored to have you in this section. Okay, so can you please tell me? There are so many races going on in many places. Okay, sometimes people get very harsh. So what your message for them that they're doing a wrong way, especially in a city? Basically, you see in every city we
Yeah.
face such things. So what's your message for them, sir?
I mean, people who are passionate about racing, or probably I would say speed or whatever it is, I would say, there are various platforms now compared to what it was 5 years, down the lane. But these opportunities you can definitely use. There is various academies where you can go, probably get trained by the professional racing academies or schools, and you have specially designed or curated race tracks where it is you can enjoy your bike to the most. You can enjoy your riding. It's all in a controlled environment. You have safety gears to wear. You have people watching you. So if you want to experience speed or racing, there are opportunities like that. You can get in touch to me also. I can help you guys with whatever you look forward to in terms of racing. I can do the best I can. And street is definitely not a place to be racing or competing, because you're risking yourself as well as others. Also, to parents who are you know uh, having the kids who want to get into racing, I would also request the parents to support them, because then it's much better to be to be racing safely on the tracks rather than on streets. And also there are various opportunities, and now that motorsport is considered as a sport, and it's definitely good to be supporting them. It's just like any other sport.
That's really true, sir. I totally agree with you. Okay, so what's your early life about your schooling, about your passion? We have a discussion about that too?
Sure. So I was born and brought up in a city called Hubli, which is in Karnataka, and I did my schooling there. And I'm an automobile engineering graduate as well. After my engineering, I moved to Chennai for my job in Accenture. So I worked in Accenture for a couple of years. I then moved to Bangalore, and once I started competing in international competitions, I had to put in more time and energy into my passion, and I couldn't cope up with my work. And that's when I started my own racing school and quit my job at Accenture. And thereafter, I have my own racing school. I also run a fitness center. In addition to it, I also work for a company. So this is pretty much my journey in this few years.
That's really great. As you have just shared that you are running your own training school and fitness center, can you please a little more explain about the same? That what type of services you are offering in it?
Yeah, so it's basically a school where we teach people, be it for racing or be it even riding, like for people who travel for longer distances and stuff, or people who are interested to even get into racing. We train them. It's a certified school by the Federation of Motorsports of India. So training with us will give you a certificate. With the certificate, you can apply for the racing license as well. And the fitness center is specialized fitness training for athletes only. And we train athletes across various sports, basically to get the best out of their body and be the best performer there.
That's really great. It's very nice to know that you also have an interest in a health consciousness. And as you have told us that you got the award of a fitness in a fitness by some company. So that's
Yeah.
so that's really great. And so, sir, what's your message toward the society, toward the young generation, okay, who want to achieve something in or passionate about their passion, but they feel they have to move on to something which is not their passion. So what's your message to them?
I mean, the transition from having this thought of should I continue with what's going on or probably try to achieve what my passion is, it's always a thought which you should fight against your mind. It's a bigger battle to be fought. And if you are sure enough, and if you have that gut feeling and the confidence within you that you can achieve it, I think you should go for it and give it a try. Because for me at this point of time, or maybe in future, I would be happy to have so many titles and live ordinary life rather than thinking of not doing this and repenting a few years later of not trying it.
That's really nice. That's really nice, sir. That's really nice. Okay, so it's really nice to have your interview and know about your journey, sir. And I like to know more about you in further. And we definitely wish ki in future we have more section with you and more discussion about your races you won, about the things you have faced, about the things you achieved in future. And I especially like to thank you that you given your precious time to us, and wish you a very
Thank
good
you.
luck that you become a more successful racer in your life. And we love to be your autograph once we have meet personally.
For sure, for sure. It's my pleasure to be sharing my story with you guys.
Sure. Thank you, Radha Krishna, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.